My friends, it is a very big deal. This transit only happens one time every 50 or 51 years. This is called Chiron ingressing into Taurus. And Chiron ingressing into Taurus is no small thing. I am going to take you deep, deep, deep into the meaning of what this means for us collectively, but then I'm going to get really personal and really deep about what this Chiron move into Taurus means for you on a really deep personal level. You do not want to miss this because you're going to see this unfold and unravel in your own life and in the collective world over the next 7 years. Buckle in with me. Now, listen, I'm not going to go into the mythology of Chiron. And I want you to know that there is a Chiron workshop that I did in Seattle a couple years back that you can get if you are interested in going into deeper Chironic stories and meanings in the mythology and what Chiron's purpose in astrology really truthfully is. That's one of the deepest dives I've ever done. You can get that at Shop Soul Navigation. But for today, we're going to talk about Chiron moving into Taurus. So what is Chiron in Taurus asking us to face? What wound? And that's an honest question. We're going to explore it. And we're going to explore it for all 12 zodiac signs. So first, let's just start with this. What is Taurus asking us to face? What is Chiron moving into Taurus asking us to face? What wound is it bringing up to the surface for us to reevaluate in our personal lives if we are more than 50 years old? Because we've already been here before. If you're older than 50, you've already been here before. And so I'm going to talk about that, but I also want to give you a tiny taste about what this means for the collective from my perspective. It's fascinating. It's absolutely, we are standing in one of the most fascinating times in all of life. So stick with me through this whole video. So first, what you need to do is you need to go find where you have 0 degrees to 29 degrees Taurus in your gorgeous natal chart. If you don't have one, please go get one. I designed them myself. You can go to shopsoulnavigation.com, get your gorgeous natal chart. It's really worth it. I also recommend that you laminate my chart because it's not just like a little freebie one that you get. No, everything is color coded. It is so easy to follow. I almost can't even read the other charts. Anyways, go get your gorgeous natal chart. Figure out where you have 0 degrees to 29 degrees Taurus in your chart. Then look at the house or the houses. You could have it up to 3 houses. That is the pathway that Taurus will be traveling along in your life for the next 7 years. And we're going to decode it today. We are going to decode it today because it's a must know. You absolutely need to know about this in order to prepare for what you're personally going to face. So the coolest thing is I decided to do something different in this video because I saw a bunch of videos on what does Chiron and Taurus mean and what does it mean for your rising sign? And you can find tons of information on the wound that Taurus will bring to us collectively and personally, but nobody really talks about what to do with these wounds, how to work with them, because you have to realize, you have to remember, hopefully you watched my workshop. And also I have a free playlist on Chiron on YouTube that you can go watch after this. But Chiron is actually the medicine for your life. Like, that which does not kill you makes you stronger type of theme. That's Chiron. And so what should you do with this information? What should you do with this wounding medicine elixir tonic? I'm going to teach you or show you or inspire you how to work with what is being brought to you in the form of a challenge. A lot of people can talk about what to expect to wound you, but they don't talk about the remedy. So I'm going to help you understand what to expect. And then I'm going to give you the healing recipe, right? How to turn this challenge into an elixir that turns into a medicine that you can take. And then I'm going to also give you your soul's prescription, your RX, if you will, for each of the 12 houses that Chiron will be traveling through. So you're going to want to listen to the house or houses that apply to your Taurus pathway in your gorgeous natal chart. So for me, this whole entire journey only exists in one house for me, but it could be 2 or up to 3 for you. So leave me a note in the comments on what house you have 0 to 29 degrees Taurus in. And if you're an advanced student, this is only for advanced learners, advanced thinkers, and don't be ashamed if you're not one yet. Just keep on plugging away. I have more than 2,000 videos that you can watch on my YouTube channel, so just keep learning more. But for advanced students, you can also follow the retrograde path because it's going to dip back into Aries in those very last degrees of Aries, 27, 28, and 29. So you can go all the way back to where do you have 27 degrees Aries as well, because it is going to retrograde. But other newer students, just look for where Taurus starts and stops in your own chart, and that's going to be the main theme for the next 7 years. Before we get personal, I want to try to go very high level with you so you can understand the themes that we are repeating and the echo chamber of the collective whole that we are living in. So first, mark your calendar for these dates. Get out your pen and paper or come back to this part of the video if you're on a walk with me or if you're on a road trip. So on June 19th, Chiron moved into Taurus. Yep, 0 degrees Taurus. Boom. What did you feel on June 19th? Now, because this is such a big transit, sometimes you don't feel it right away. Sometimes it takes a minute for the new energy to take over. But on September 17th of this year, 2026, Chiron is going to retrograde and it's going to move back into Aries. That's why I wanted you to see, where do you have 29, 28, and 27 degrees Aries? But listen up. This is the piece that I haven't found on the internet anywhere. And this is a little golden nugget I want to give you. So put this into your calendar, put this into the way in which you're going to see life show up. So Chiron will be sitting at the 29th degree in Aries from September 17th until October 11th, 2026. So it's not quite a month. So pay attention to Taurus themes. Pay attention. We probably are going to see a challenge out there in the world between September 17th and October 11th of this year. And so we're going to look at our worth, our value, our money, and we probably will feel the vulnerability around economics or food. We're going to go into what it means, but I just want you to at least have these dates on your calendar. The story doesn't end there. Just know that that's a really extra vulnerable time for the Earth, for planet Earth. It's also going to sit at that 29th degree of Aries again from March 28th, 2027 until April 14th, 2027. And on April 14th, it moves back into Taurus. That's because it was in a little retrograde period, going back and forth, 27, 28, 29 hover, 28, 27, 29 hover. Yeah. And then it moves into Taurus and it stays in Taurus until July 2033. And that is why this video is so important, because we are going to see the unfolding of this energy until 2023. I want to ask my super supporters a question here. This is just for my super supporters. I can do another Chiron video about Chiron in aspect to your planets. So if we have Chiron in Taurus and your sun is in Taurus, or Chiron in Taurus and your moon is in Taurus, right? So I can do all the planets if you want, but please let me know if you're even interested in this, because it's a lot of research and it's a lot of work. And if you do, and you are a super supporter, just write more Chiron, please. And I'm going to see if there's enough interest, and I'll do a members only. I haven't done it yet, but I will if there's enough interest. So for the last 7 years with Chiron and Aries, Chiron was asking us individually and collectively and nationally, whatever nation you're living in, who am I? Who are we? Who do we want to be? And we've been trying to answer that question. And for the next 7 years, Chiron and Taurus is asking us something maybe even deeper. What do I believe I am worth? So have you noticed lately that the topic has been around billionaires and millionaires? I think there's like 564 billionaires in the United States of America and millionaires. And are those people worth more than the middle class, right? Is the person who earns $44,000 a year and the person who owns $3 billion, are they both worth the same? is the same value in both people? I say yes. That's my belief system. But have you noticed that that question was not even a question? That wasn't even a question 20 years ago. It wasn't even a thought, really. What do I believe I'm worth? What do I believe you're worth? What do I believe our worth is? So this isn't just about money, though, but it is also about money. But it's also about food, planet Earth, that is Taurus, Mother Earth, and our resources and the arts. We're going to talk about it. It's about value, your value. It's about safety, your security. Do you feel safe? Do you feel safe where you live? I feel safe where I live. Do you feel safe where you live? Are you able to afford a place that you feel safe in? That's another real question. And these questions are sincere. It's about enough. Do you have enough? That's an honest question. I'd love your comments. You guys, your comments are so deep and so thoughtful, and they are what builds this community. So, do you feel good enough? That's a Venus question. And what's your relationship to art and the arts? The arts is very important right now. We're losing them. It's also about whether we believe we deserve peace. Do all communities deserve peace and abundance and love and rest and beauty and stability? Or whether we secretly believe or disparagingly believe that we have to earn our right to exist on Earth. And so over the next 7 years, I think humanity will be healing some of its older wounds, its oldest wounds, the wound of self-worth, the wound of food scarcity, the wound of food insecurity. And I don't really mean confidence, and I don't really mean achievement. I mean worth. And those are different things. We need to heal our money, our land, our resources, the arts, our food, and we need healing food. We need food that heals us. Food from the earth in its natural form is our medicine, and it is being polluted, corroded. It is toxic. It has chemicals in it. Same with our fabric and the clothes that we wear. They all have chemicals in it. And Taurus isn't just about our economics, although it is that too. It's about Earth herself, the fertile soil, the ancient forests. I live in a state. In the United States of America, there is a rainforest. And my state and Oregon have rainforest. So our ancient forests, are we preserving them? Are we taking care of them? Do we have clean rivers? Do we have healthy food? Are we contaminating our oceans? What is plastic doing to us? Our body, right? The animals, the seasons, the rhythm of nature. And if Aries was asking us to heal our identities, Taurus is asking us to heal our relationship with the living planet that gives us life. We cannot live without Earth. What are we doing to her? So that's a big piece of this. And so for many generations, humanity has acted as though Earth exists to serve us. And maybe over the next 7 years, we'll be asking, how do we begin to serve her? And that's a genuine question. I want to know, do any of you work in some sort of volunteer program, cleanup program, or waste program, or work in EPA or anything? I'd love to know you. I'd love to know your story. We're already seeing the signs of this particular wound, and we're seeing it in industrial farming that has stripped the nutrients out of our soil and our food. I go to the farmers market every week and I support my local farmers. And you know what they almost all tell me? Almost all of them are not organic certified, but they tell me they are pesticide free, but they can't go through the protocol that it takes and the money and the financing to get their organic certification, but they don't use pesticides. I believe them. And the chemical pesticides and herbicides have raised growing concerns about biodiversity and pollinators and cancer and the health effects and glioblastoma. I could go on and on and on. Also, look at the massive data centers and the AI infrastructure that's increasing the demand for electricity, and in many areas using the water for cooling. And I have seen on YouTube just really poor and rural cities that they've put these major data centers in. Have you guys seen this? And it's just horrifying what it's doing to the community with the water and the electricity. It's unlivable. The people have to move. Also, let's talk about the extreme weather has become so costly and disruptive of parts of the world. Look at what happened to Venezuela. Those poor, poor people just maybe, I don't even know what the count is, but just thousands of people just watched their infrastructure crumble to the ground. So whether it's floods or earthquakes or drought or wildfires, right? Stronger storms or the heat, if you will, communities are being forced to rethink where they live and how they live. And a lot of people, and we're seeing this in kids, are disconnected from the earth, from the real world. So I'm wondering if Chiron and Taurus is getting us back into the real world. And it's not that we just disconnected to the seasons or to where food comes from or from our own bodies, our own resources, or Mother Nature. It's, we abandoned our relationship. We stopped paying attention. And over the next 7 years, I think you're going to see the conversations are going to be about regenerative farming. I think soil restoration is going to become a global priority. Cleaner water and protecting watersheds probably will become in focus. Sustainable food production is already a big, big deal. It's going to become bigger. Pollinators, restoring our pollinators, ethical use of technology, like what is ethical around the environmental footprint, and more local food systems, more community gardens, greater respect for indigenous knowledge and medicine, old-fashioned treatments, if you will, ancient medicine, and living more slowly, living according to the seasons, and living sustainably, right? Rediscovering that human health and the earth's health are one thing. Why do we not connect those two things? If we breathe in toxic air, we will get sick. Why are we not hyper-focused? Why do some people not even believe that? And so Taurus in Chiron reminds us something our ancestors have never forgotten. The earth is not a resource. We are in relationship with planet Earth. So let's go back to when Chiron was in Taurus before, and let's just talk about it briefly because we're in that echo chamber. That was May 28th, 1976. That was our bicentennial year. And I was in second or third grade. I just made a float. I made a bicentennial float. And our theme song was Elton John's Benny and the Jets. It was so fun. It was a great time. It was a very innocent time to be a kid. And then it stayed in Taurus until 1984 when I graduated high school. So that was my whole elementary years. And it's really fun to think about them because I think the early 80s and the 70s, big wheels and making forts outside, it was just super, super fun. And this is the Gen X generation. So it ended May 28th, 1984. And the shadow side, what was wounded? There was an economic instability around double-digit inflation in many, many countries, high unemployment, interest rates that made home ownership like impossible. We rented. And families really questioned if they could even achieve true financial security. My dad was an air traffic controller and my mom was a school teacher, and we struggled. It's sad, isn't it? And there was an oil crisis. I don't know if you remember that, but you can see this echo chamber playing out in the world today. There were fuel shortages. I know we could only get gas every other day if our license plate had a certain number on it. And the gas prices were just soaring. And nations realized how vulnerable they were when they had to depend on other countries for resources. I remember it was just very scary times. There were also environmental fears. So in 1979, there was a huge Mile Island nuclear accident. And that was scary. People became aware for the very first time that technological progress could carry significant environmental risks. There was the Iranian Revolution, oddly, is this crazy? Is this crazy? You cannot make this up. There was the Iran hostage crisis. By the way, I went to school with the famous coach now for the Golden State Warriors, basketball coach. He was a phenomenal basketball player at the University of Arizona where I went. And his dad was a part of that Iranian. He was a professor over at the American school, I believe in Beirut, Lebanon, Iran. Anyways, that was very sad and he lost his life. He was assassinated. So I just have a little touch of that. But I remember that time. It was really, really scary. The Cold War was intensifying and people felt that our security was fragile around the world. But I want to tell you a couple cool things that also existed. The organic food movement started to explode. People really started to begin questioning pesticides, processed foods, industrial agriculture, more in the later part. So closer to 84, 83, 84 in the 80s, natural food and health food became a thing. And people started asking, what are we putting into our bodies? There was in the 70s, environmental awareness was accelerating. There was conservation, pick up your trash. Do you remember Americans? Do you remember driving down the road and they had the Native American with the tear on its eye, protect our lands, like don't throw your cigarette butts out the car window, right? There was wildlife protections being put into place and recycling became a thing. Picking up your trash, renewable energy, protecting our forests and clean water was starting to become a real thing. People started to realize that the earth wasn't indestructible. Listen, another thing started to happen too in the late 70s and 80s, and that is holistic medicine entered mainstream. Yoga, meditation, acupuncture, herbal medicine, herbal tea, natural childbirth got caught on fire, and nutrition became a real focus. And there was this tremendous momentum during these years. And people started to say things like, maybe healing is bigger than a prescription. And then we were little babies at the time, and technology was also planting seeds quietly. So Apple computers, I didn't realize this, but it was founded in 1976. Its very first mass marketing of personal computers was the following year in 77. And it laid the foundation of the digital world of what followed, So you could even make the point that every Chiron transit plants the seed for the next era. Humanity also became more globally connected. Satellite television expanded. International travel was increasing. People became more aware of the problems happening on the other side of the world, not just in their community. And the idea of we are all interconnected slowly started to take root. There's also a few more themes that happened when Taurus was in Chiron between 76 and 84. Inflation, that's the money theme. Security, that's our interest rates went up. Oil, Earth's resources. The food and nutrition. Environmentalism, land conservation, home ownership concerns. The banks were completely changing the way they were doing money. And the rise of personal wealth planning. Like, wow, that's a thing. I can plan for my own personal wellness, health, and body awareness, holistic health. And so now I think we're asking ourselves right now, collectively, and we're going to get to the personal in a minute, can artificial intelligence coexist with environmental stewardship? Do we have to sacrifice our environment to make these AI systems go? Can we produce enough electricity without destroying our ecosystems? That's an honest question. Can we feed 8 billion people while restoring the soil instead of exhausting it and contaminating it? Can we measure prosperity by something other than consumption? Can we remember, this is an honest question, that Mother Earth isn't simply where we live, but she is a part of who we are? Also, if you want the deep understanding of what Chiron is, it is so important to understand Chiron in your natal chart. Please go watch my entire Chiron playlist for free on YouTube right here. or buy my Chiron workshop at shopsoulnavigation.com. It's invaluable information. So that is the big picture. And that's what you're going to hear the conversation around food, money, AI, technology, right? And also the arts. The arts are going to be a big thing. Financing the arts, having enough money for the arts. Do we want to fund the arts? Do we not want to? I do. Do you? Now let's take it down and go really deeply personal into your own story. And let's take Taurus through the houses. This is a little bit more accurate than just, if your sun is in Taurus house, it's going to affect you because it really matters where it's at. And I hope you guys know a little bit about the houses. If not, what you should do is come to my Athena Academy of Astrology and come take my methods course with me. We're not even halfway through it yet. You can take it live with me. Just go to shopsoulnavigation.com, click on the Athena Academy of Astrology, and come meet us 11 a.m. Pacific time every Sunday and get the deep, deep dive of all 12 houses and what they mean. And if you like, you can just take the self-paced method and just learn. You just buy the course and you learn on your own, and you don't have to come to the class if it's not at a good time. Let's talk about Chiron and Taurus through the houses, and I'm going to give you your remedy. I'm going to give you how it might affect you, your remedy, and your soul's prescription, specific things you can do with this new energy. So I think the question that's going to show up is, who am I if I don't feel worthy? It might show up with a crisis around your self-worth. Your self-worth might be challenged right now. You might become hyper aware of your appearance, your aging body, or just your body. You might feel unseen or overlooked or not enough. You might find that there's difficulty trusting yourself or your instincts. And you might even just be like, I'm not really in crisis, but I just want to reinvent who I am. And this is going to be a major, major life transition. So the healing recipe is, I would say, probably stop building your identity around what you achieve. Build it around who you already are. Learn to inhabit your body and the way it looks and the way that it functions with compassion, and slow down and really prioritize nature. Reconnect with nature and discover that your self-worth, my sweet friend, is innate. It's not earned. So I would say a prescription for you is, here's some ideas that I would do. I would spend 20 minutes in nature every single day without your phone. I would literally unplug and simply reconnect with your body, your breathing, and your senses. You could do that just by taking a walk in the park, by just sitting out on your patio in the sunshine, or taking yoga. Start your daily self-worth journal by writing 3 things that you genuinely appreciate about yourself that have nothing to do with what you've accomplished. Do you get that? So it's, if I was doing this exercise, it wouldn't be that, oh, I built the Athena Academy and I have a lot of students studying with me, right? Because that's an accomplishment. It would be more around something like, I love my ability to inspire another person. So what do you appreciate about yourself? And then the third thing I would do is nourish your body intentionally through restorative movement, walking, stretching. Are you stretching? It's a big deal. It is a big deal. Even if you don't like to exercise, please stretch your body. Mindful eating, getting a massage, hot tub, bathtub, yoga, walking, right? So Chiron and Taurus in the second house, you're probably Aries rising. And how this might show up is feeling like you don't have enough, or being really worried about financial insecurity. Your money, your income could change. Maybe fear that you are going to lose what you have built, or not feeling confident in what you have built. You might feel like your value depends on your productivity. And there's scarcity thinking around money. Now, this anxiety around money and also feeling secure, so insecure, just feeling insecure, isn't going to do you any good. So I really want you to try to remove the anxiety. And this is going to ask you to reevaluate what truly, truly matters for you. what matters for you. And maybe even getting rid of some possessions, like not to hoard your possessions out of fear. I think the healing recipe is replace scarcity with stewardship, like become a good steward with your money, build lasting security from your talents, your artistic talents too, my friend, and heal the artist that lives within you. If you have neglected dancing or painting or singing, get back into it and build security from what you really value and create an inner stability first. Like, I'm solid, I'm a good person, and become that good person first and foremost, right? Live in the goodness of yourself. I think your sole prescription is create a very simple financial plan to help you begin saving. It could be something as silly as I'm not going to order Grubhub, I'm going to drive myself there. Or like one of the things I did was I made my husband shop with me for a month's worth of food at Costco, and I froze everything. And so I'm like digging through my freezer and getting cans of food. I'm not kidding. And I made the best meal last night on all these like scraps in my house. And I'm like, for a week, we're going to scrounge. We're not going to just because I don't have anything fancy and fresh, right? Doesn't mean that I can't make a good meal. And so, and this is the house of food too. So thinking about a soul prescription would be, how can you cut back? By the way, that buying our meats at Costco saved us so much money, you guys. It saved us probably 50% on our grocery bill. I'm not joking. Rather than just going down to the local grocery store every night. Like, what do you want to eat? Steak? Okay, let's go get 2 steaks. That was more expensive than buying in the bulk. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. So put together a financial plan how you can save money. Another little thing I'm doing is I'm not allowing myself to impulse buy off Instagram or TikTok. I will snap what I want to buy and I'll return to it the next day. And if I still think I need it or I want it after I've looked in my closet or my shelves or whatever, and you know what? Like 90% of the time I realize, oh, that was going to be an impulse purchase. So I wait 24 hours before I make the purchase, even if it's on sale. Because if I even if I only want it because it's on sale, then I don't really want it. So how can you create a financial plan that will support you? Then I want you to make a list of all your gifts, and talents. Look how cute this is. My mom bought this for me for Mother's Day. Wildly overcommitted. It's my journal. So make a list of your gifts and your talents and your strengths to remind yourself that your value extends far beyond the money that you earn. So what is your gift? What is your gift? Honestly, what is your gift? I think one of my gifts, just to share with you, so you can think about this, I think it's in a genuine love for other people. Like genuine. I think this is how my husband would describe me. You don't have to be a top earner, big earner. You don't have to have flashy money for me to love you. And I am sure you're that way too. So I would also say one of the ways that you can feel so good about your life and yourself is practice generosity regularly to retrain your nervous system that you have enough. Don't hold on so tight. Practice generosity. It will really give you the self-worth and the self-confidence that you actually do have enough. The money will find you, especially if you're earning your money through a means that you love. And so that's another thing. Take a risk around earning money from doing something that you love. Okay. Chiron in the third. You're probably a Pisces rising. Probably. It's not always exact because I don't know what house system you're using. And I don't know if you live really far north or south of the equator. But what might find you is I'm not smart enough. I can't learn this. I'm going to fail the exam. I don't want to speak up and reveal that which I don't know. I feel stupid, dumb, inadequate. My voice doesn't matter. Nobody listens to me. There's a fear of speaking your truth. There's a fear of speaking your values. There's old wounds with siblings that could come up that need repairing. That's tough. And there might be old programming wounds around your early education, like believing that you're not smart enough. doubting your ideas, anxiety around communicating, and feeling just down and out about I'm so misunderstood and being misunderstood over the next 7 years could be a real theme. Here's the healing recipe. And these are the parts that I really want to give you because a lot of people talk about, okay, great, I'm going to be insecure for the next 7 years. No, you're not. No, you're not. You know that that's the tsunami coming for you and you're going to bolster yourself up. You are going to find your authentic voice. Rather than perfecting your intelligence, you're going to find your authentic voice and you're going to try. So you're going to start off an idea at the round table of the family members and you're going to go, I have an idea and I don't have it fully worked out and it's not completely brilliant, but I think it's a little inkling of a seed that could be important, could add some value to this conversation. Will you guys help me perfect it? And then you're going to try, and then you're going to say the thing. And your voice doesn't even need to have everyone's approval for it to matter. It only needs your truth, your kindness, and authenticity in it. And as long as your words don't hurt other people, right? So your soul prescription would be start writing. Even if nobody ever reads it, start writing. Write your book, write your song, write your poem, write your journal, write. Because your voice does matter. And you can put it into your book. Initiate honest conversations with love, compassion, and empathy, kindness, and be an inspiration with people that you've been avoiding. Write the letter that you've wanted to write. Have honest, authentic conversations. This is the last one. I really want you to join a class. Take a class. You should be in my Athena Academy of Astrology for real. Why? It will heal you. It will heal you. But join a class, any class. I think you should come to the Athena Academy, but join any class. Join a book club. Start reading. Start reading anything. Start watching TV that also has an educational aspect to it so you can grow your mind. I would also recommend you do something like Toastmasters, where you learn how to public speak, or write your TED Talk, or join a discussion group where your voice can safely grow stronger. Yes, my friend. I want to point out that we're not looking for where Chiron is in your chart natally. We are looking at transiting Chiron, and where transiting Chiron 0 to 29 degrees by house is occurring for you. So if you're Aquarius rising, you're probably going to have your Taurus 0 to 29 in the 4th house. And sometimes you'll have it in 2 or 3 houses. So listen to all of the houses that it is applicable to. But if Chiron in Taurus is transiting your 4th house right now, your wound, your challenge might be, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. There might be family wounds that are resurfacing. There might be questions about where do I really belong? This might be a time for you to heal your childhood wounds or conditioning. And there might be changes involving your home or your property or your mama. And there might even be feelings of emotional insecurity, like I'm not safe. And so the healing recipe is create the home right now. Create the home that your younger self never had. Put playful things up. Put really, really playful things up. I don't care if you put blinking lights up, and your roommate says, that's immature. I don't care if you get blue flamingos and put them in the front yard. Create a home that says, I have a sense of humor. I am playful. My childlike self loves this place. Create the home for your younger self. Safety is an inside job before anything else. You got to feel safe on the inside. So here's some soul prescriptions for you, okay? Declutter and redesign at least one room so it truly feels emotionally nourishing, peaceful, fun, playful, safe, just in alignment with your soul. Just do it. So you got 7 years, so you can eventually do the whole house. Begin your family healing through astrology. There is so much content. I have a workshop called Family Tree Astrology. It is so good. I did this in 2025 in Seattle, and I used Karen Carpenter's story to show you how you can find family, the entire family story, your mother, your father, your siblings, who you are inside your family unit, and how to see it's only $39. This is one of the best workshops I've ever done. If you've got Chiron in the fourth, I recommend this. And you can find it right here at Shop Soul Navigation, and you just go into Master Classes, Library, and Events. So here's all my workshops, but this is the one that I really recommend. Also, I want to take a minute to give you a second option if you've got Chiron in Taurus in the fourth house over the next 7 years. If you go to shopsoulnavigation.com and you click on the Athena Academy of Astrology, it will take you down here to my Athena Academy. And I am offering a guest lecture series to my brightest students. And they are becoming professional astrologers. And Hasmin just did her guest lecture series, and I recommend you get it. It's only $19. It was phenomenal. But she talks about growth and healing from early life experiences. And this was fantastic. She shows you how you can find those wounds and you can really dive deep. So I just highly recommend you go into studying astrology with a family perspective, if you will. So you can begin the healing journey through astrology, through journaling, through studying your genealogy, through meeting your ancestors, through finding your ancestral story, or through honest conversations. And then the last little soul prescription I'll give you is start creating comforting home rituals, whether it's having your smoothie every day or shared family Sunday dinners or gardening or cooking or something that you do inclusively with your game night, something that brings joy and fun into your family. And most people who are Aquarius rising are going to have their Chiron in the fourth house. And so if you are a Capricorn rising, you are probably going to have Chiron transiting your fifth house right now. The wound or the challenge over the next 7 years that's coming up is it's not very safe for me to be fully myself. I have to hide who I authentically and really want to be. There is a fear of being seen creatively or putting your creative art out into the world. There can be romantic disappointments, like I'm too much for my partner, so they left me. I got ghosted. This is a time when you really want to heal your inner child. And this is a self-consciousness around your true talents. Like, I'm working this corporate job, but I really wanted to be a dancer. There's difficulty experiencing, exploring, and having joy in your life. And the healing remedy for this, or the healing recipe, is give yourself permission to create without needing the validation. Joy itself is the medicine. So do joyful things. Take up your creative hobby just because it delights you, not because you're trying to get good at it. Learn to play the piano, learn a foreign language, learn how to paint, learn how to dance, learn how to draw, karaoke. Whatever brings you joy, bathe in that joy. Schedule a play date with yourself or somebody who is so happy, non-toxic, and every single week where productivity and working is completely off limits. Do fun things every single week so you have something to look forward to, so you can be in your and your glee, right? And build a routine around it. Like paddleboard on Tuesdays. There's this giant, like 5,000 person park yoga taking place in downtown Seattle. I mean, it's like 5,000 people. Maybe it's not quite that many. Maybe it's 1,000, but it is like at Gasworks Park, and it is massive. And now they've set up a water park where you can go on a booze cruise, or you can do a paddleboard in Lake Union. That's really cold water, and they have a slide and everything. Do that. You need to go to concerts and dance and play and have fun. And so say yes to the arts, to creating the arts, watching the arts, playing at the arts. Say yes to performing, to dancing, to painting, to calligraphy, to cooking, to acting, to singing, to improv, to creating something that scares you just a little bit. Wine night, painting night, right? So this is the healing remedy, like to ward off feeling like you need the approval of others or you can't be in your authentic, playful self. This is healing the inner child in you. Like, love that little person. Love that little person that lives inside of you. Okay, this is most likely if you've got Sagittarius rising. And that means you'll probably have this Taurus, if you're Sag rising, in the sixth house. And there is a wound or a challenge that basically says, you know, I have to earn, I have to work my ass off, I have to be responsible to be worthy. I have to be indispensable to you for you to like me. I have to take on the responsibility for me to be invited to the party. Don't over volunteer your skill set. Take your timeouts. Take your timeouts. So if you have Chiron in the sixth, this is directly attached to your health and wellness. So let me tell you, this is really real. The earth, your work, and your health are connected. The remedy is going to come from earth, from piecing out, timing out. So there is serious chance of burnout through overworking, taking on too much, over volunteering, over giving. Your health is calling for your attention. Get in front of it. Organic smoothies, vitamins, yoga, running, jogging, bicycling, swimming. I don't care what. Join a softball team, join a kickball team, join a tennis team, play pickleball for God's sake. Do something, move your body, move your body, move your body. Who has this? Do it now. Just walk your dog longer. You know, the lady who I work out with on Wednesdays, I work out with her 1 hour every Wednesday. And I said, I just don't get enough cardio in because I don't make time for it. And she gave me ideas, but she said, start off slow. Take your dog on longer walks. Make each walk 10 minutes longer. So he walks 3 times a day and it's not very far, right? It's just around my whole neighborhood. And so I started doing the long way around my neighborhood. And what does it cost me? It costs me nothing. I can read the news. I can listen to music. I get to be with myself, right? So I'm investing in the wellness of my dog, the wellness of me, and in touch with nature if I'm unplugged. And so just start small. It doesn't have to be massive, but your health is calling for your attention for real. So I want to know what you're going to do that you haven't done. And maybe it's just add 10 minutes. Now it's 20 minutes. Now I do at least once a week, I do a 1 hour walk with Bo. He's at Golden. You know, he comes home and he's like, are we going to go again? Are we going to go again? I'm like, oh my God, dude, we just walked 16,000 steps on hills. No, we're not doing it again. No. Yeah. And then he sleeps really well the next day. I also want to show you that you might really have a relationship with perfectionism. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Please get rid of that. Oh my God. If you have this placement, please go buy my Virgo master class. Yes, I talk about how this house can really mess with your head and what you can do to get the joy out of the sixth house. And the sixth house doesn't have a lot of joy. It does, but it comes through a different kind of alchemizing. Like it comes through productivity. So also you might feel responsible for everyone. And you need to quit that too. So you might be put in a role inside your family, that everybody needs you, everybody counts on you, or at least you think they're all going to fall apart if you're not there running the show. There can also be like your daily routine is exhausting. Change it up. It doesn't really matter. Get someone to help you with your daily routine. Ask for help. You know what I noticed? I had a big party, like I had 2 parties back to back, one for Father's Day and one for a big family gathering for my husband's biological family. It was really, really cool. 14 people came for that. It was a graduation party. And then there was Father's Day. 14 people came for that. And I was just like, what am I going to do? I noticed that people will help when you ask them. A lot of people won't help if you don't ask, but a lot of people will help if you ask them, but you have to ask. You have to learn how to ask. So the healing recipe for this, okay, is treat your body. First of all, really do this. Have a paradigm shift with your body. Honor your body as a partner, not as an entity, not as a machine. Rest is productive. Believe that. Change out your mind. You absolutely have got to rest. I asked the lady that I work out with, did I overdo it at bar class on Monday? Because I could barely walk on Wednesday. And she goes, yeah, but not if you rest. If you give yourself the adequate amount of rest, all that you did, all the extra that you did, I could not sit down. I could not walk. I was crying. I was in so much pain working with the little roller, the foam roller on my quads. Oh my God, I wanted to die. Does anybody here work with a foam roller? Oh my God, shoot me. It was so crazy. Oh, it was so painful. Anyways, it really did help, but I was just like, oh, awful. And she goes, you got to rest. You have got to rest. So rest is productive. Your body is healing during the rest. And your value is not measured by how exhausted you are. Retrain your brain. So you're going to see that these things are going to show up. And then you need to come back to this video for the healing recipe and the remedy. So you're going to honor your body as a partner, not a machine, and your soul. Okay, let's talk about Chiron in Taurus in the 7th house. This is probably Scorpio rising, most likely. This is a little bit of a tough placement, I think, because there's a perception at this time for the next 7 years that love has to be hard work. Love comes with a great deal of responsibility. Love wounds me. I always get burned by love. Love has to be earned. I can't be fully myself inside partnership. Do I even want a partnership? Is partnership increasing my value, or is it a detriment to my life? And it can show up where, I will also tell you, where like your relationship patterns are becoming obvious to you now. There is sometimes a fear of rejection and attracting wounded partners. Remember, you guys, we want partners that are assets, not liabilities. So we want to level up our partnership concept at this time if we're going to have them. And we also need to learn at this time healthier boundaries inside our relationships, because this can really attract somebody that will take advantage of your boundaries. And redefining the commitment that you're making in your life with your work partners, your business partners, and inside your relationships. So I want you, the healing recipe for this is choosing relationships and people, even a business partner, a tax accountant, people that work with you in your own life where you are cherished, not just merely tolerated. So the soul's prescription on this one is, of course, make a list of your non-negotiables in relationships, and then stop compromising on them. As soon as you see one of your non-negotiables flare up, you're out. You can have one conversation around it and see if it can change. But I just don't want you to tolerate a lot, because right now you're supposed to learn to level up. Practice expressing your needs directly instead of hoping others will be able to guess what your needs are. You know, I'm shell-shocked at people's bad boundaries with me sometimes. I'm just shell-shocked. Like, where do you get the nerve? Where do you get the nerve to try to take advantage of this situation and think that I won't notice? And why would you even try? Like, I can't even imagine. It's just, right? It's so like, what? So I always hope that people will be so decent, and oftentimes they're not. So express your boundaries up front. For example, I got invited to an event. Well, I had a hard stop time. And so instead of just showing up and assuming the person would know, I said, I got to leave by such and such a time. And so they weren't disappointed when such and such a time came and I had to go. So practice expressing your needs directly. To be honest with you, it's refreshing. And then invest more time in the relationships that leave you feeling happy and peaceful rather than anxious. And that is the key. You're going to start connecting with people. Like, I hope this community brings you a great deal of joy. I hope you love being here. I hope you love learning. here, and in my Athena Academy and on my videos and in the live chats. Come live chat with us at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time on my videos. It's so fun. It's so loving and kind and insightful and refreshing and rewarding. I do it because I love it. I don't do it because I have to. I love live chatting with you guys. So only connect into and invest in relationships that feel really joyful. Okay, so this is probably Libra rising, but if you have Taurus in the eighth house, Chiron is transiting there. And this is something like I don't trust easily. So the world is going to give you situations that you should not trust or cannot trust easily. So you might feel financially you're upside down, or you were left out of the inheritance or the will, or you didn't receive the bonus. Everybody else got one and I didn't. So there's financial messiness right now, financial entanglements. There is also a fear or a genuine loss or a betrayal. Yeah, it's almost like true colors will be shown. What you do with those true colors that were shown is another story. There is an opportunity for you to do deep psychological healing. And when you heal yourself at the psychological level, you become invincible. So that's the tonic, that's the medicine. Could be issues around shared resources, shared money. So divorce, settlement, taxes, inheritance, receiving money, winning the lotto and you didn't get the full payout, right? Winning the lotto and then you have to pay the tax on it. Like entanglements and challenges around money that you share. Bitcoin, your 401k, right? That's all in this house. There is also, maybe this is a time where you will need to grieve something. You are transforming your life through healing. The transformational healing is a real deal with this placement. So the healing recipe is healing begins when you stop resisting the change. This one, you have to learn to flow. Flow with not getting your way, flow with your disappointments, flow, flow, flow. And trust. This is a new perception that endings are also sacred beginnings. Did you hear that, my friend? Like this one is really tough, but I want you to remember that endings are also sacred beginnings. So the soul prescription, like what can I actually do about it, Meredith? I would say meet with an estate planner, put your will in place, meet with a financial advisor to reduce anxiety around your shared finances. Have your partner or business partner disclose to you where the money is, what the money's doing. Talk to your parents about what if anything are you leaving me? I just want to be on the same page as you. Like really know what you're dealing with your shared resources. If you don't know what's going on with your financial 401k plan, you need to go ask, right? Figure it out, get ahead, pay your taxes in advance rather than having to scurry at the end. Put together a little mini, at the very least, a mini financial plan. I have one of my very best girlfriends, and she was married for 20 years. And she had no idea. Her husband and her were divorcing. She had no idea where the passwords, where the bank accounts, where the money lived. No idea. She was a yoga instructor, a massage therapist, and a dog walker. She had no idea. She didn't know if they were dirt poor, like he said, or if he was a millionaire. Like, you need to know. You need to do whatever you need to do to reduce anxiety. Maybe it's save $100 a month in a shoebox, in a mattress, underneath your bed. So I would also say this is a great time to do deeper dive astrology, because that can be a form of therapy. And I believe in astrology. It heals wounds. Do shadow work, shamanic work, deep emotional healing practices, whatever that might be. Yeah, the medicine man. Go visit the medicine man in Peru on Monte Picchu, right? It doesn't have to be that extreme, but really doing deep spiritual guided work, tuning forks, meditation, astrology, shadow work. I mean, you can really open yourself up to that soul healing right now. Do soul retrieval work. Also, I would say practice releasing by donating your possessions, by giving away. So I have this absolutely beautiful hutch and it doesn't fit in our new living room. And so I pulled it out and I put it in the garage to sell on Facebook Marketplace. And when I had that party with Joe's biological family, his biological niece is moving into her first apartment with her boyfriend after she graduated high school. And she was like, Meredith, do you have any furniture that I could use in my new apartment? And I was like, and this hutch is so gorgeous. It's like oyster metallic. That sounds kind of gaudy, but it's like the inside of an oyster shell. It's really, really pretty. It's like a very subtle opalescent that when the sun hits it, it kind of shines or shimmers. Doesn't sparkle, but it shimmers. It's really, really pretty. And I was probably going to sell it for, I don't know, what, $100, $110 on Facebook Marketplace. And I just thought there is no greater joy than to think, Sam, that you would love this. Can I show you this thing and see if you like it? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, Meredith, I would love this. I would love this. I'm like, that's my greatest joy right there. And now I have this great space in my garage. Yay. You guys know my garage is a problem. So donate something, give it away, pay it forward to somebody. I hope she is loving it. It's beautiful. And I'm so happy it has a great home. And here she is, 18 years old, brand new out there in the world. And I just adore her. God, she's cute. She's going to go to college. And I said, what do you want to study? She goes, physics. What? Yes, take this dresser. Take this vanity. So this is a time to really release over the next 7 years. I also want to say that the soul's prescription would be the art of forgiveness. Really learn the power of forgiveness. Forgive someone. Listen to me. Listen to me. I had somebody in my life. By the way, I have this natally. So Chiron just lives in that 8th house. So my heart, my soul feels you, my friend. If you have this by transit, I live with this burden. There's a person in my life who's inside my family, and they're kind of mean, and they're not a very healthy person. But I have forgiven them. I have truly forgiven them. I don't have a grudge, but I also don't really have a relationship. It's not because I am holding a grudge. It's because I don't want to. They don't want to. We don't want to. And it's okay. It's really okay because I don't live with a crusty old grudge in my heart dictating. I just am not inspired. I'm not inspired. I can't fix it. I can't make it better. It is what it is, what it is, what it is. I accept that and I forgive that. I forgive that I can't give more and they can't give more. So it just is flat. It's not mean. It's not angry and it's not cruel. I don't wish ill on this person. They don't wish ill on me. We are different. That's all. So forgive yourself for not being more and also forgive them. Just be okay with what it is. Forgive it so it can then just be released. And let go of what you've been carrying. I can't stress this enough. I could talk about Chiron in the 8th house for hours, but I won't. I just think understanding Chiron is invaluable, especially if you have it in a very difficult place. So I want to help you with resources, and I really recommend you get this asteroid report. This one is $29. It's your deeper asteroid report. So it comes with tons and tons of deep information about your specific chart and the asteroids inside your chart. There's Ceres, Juno, Vesta, Chiron, Pallas. And then there's 10 more asteroids that this deep dive report gives you. But let me show you another report that you could get that has Chiron in it. So this is the other report that you could get. And you just go to shopsoulnavigation.com and then you click on astrology charts and reports. This one is only $12. Oh my God, you guys should get this. This is simple Chiron plus the 4 asteroids. And it is so, so good. So this is going to explore the sign that Chiron's in and the place that Chiron is in. And it is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I love this report. So if you don't have a lot of money, at the very least, get this so you can start paying attention to where your natal Chiron is and the themes that you will be working on your whole life long. If you have transiting Chiron in the ninth, it's also a pretty big deal. You probably are a Virgo rising. And this is something about breaking free from that which you have been indoctrinated into. So it's almost like, I don't know what to believe in. Everything that I have believed in, there's a crisis inside of faith. There is a questioning of your lifelong beliefs. Like, wow, I grew up with this particular religion, this belief system that I no longer can trust, that has betrayed me, that has hurt me. I have to get out of what my parents told me to believe. I no longer believe in this political system. I no longer believe in this country. I no longer believe in my community. I no longer believe in the life that was built for me. Maybe not even by you, maybe by you, but maybe for you as well. Harder to get out of something that was built for you than by you. By you, I think you can get out of it more easily because you don't have as much guilt. And so there's a giant questioning here. And there's also, let me tell you, opportunities to heal yourself through travel and education, higher education. So definitely get my Chiron report for sure, $12 or $29. I've got two of them. At shopsoulnavigation.com. Definitely get that. Go on a chironic journey. This is huge. This is huge. This is a huge placement. I also, because education is part of this, so I want you to expand your mind. I want you to also binge watch my free on YouTube Chiron playlist. Yes, yes, yes. Start studying Chiron. You can also, if you want to, buy my workshop on Chiron at shopsoulnavigation.com. Just shopsoulnavigation.com. Just click on the masterclasses and workshops and really start studying Chiron, because you are going to have a complete breakdown around faith and your lifelong beliefs right now. Education, educating yourself, and traveling the world. Go travel to a small town. If you don't have a lot of money, just go to the next town over and go tour it like you're a tourist, right? Go have a paradigm shift. Have you guys been watching on TikTok and Instagram what's happening with the World Cup, FIFA? Like the Scottish in Boston, and I don't know, just the Bosnia was here in Seattle, and just last week tonight, my husband and I are going down to the World Cup, and the Iran is playing. Yeah, like it's huge what's happening. I want you guys to search on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram. Europeans trying American food for the first time. Europeans in America, FIFA. It just will make you cry. This is a paradigm shift about a belief system. So they're like, wow, mainstream media, mainstream news has told us that y'all are evil over here. And we got here and it's the nicest people in the world. They're having their minds blown, their hearts blown. That's what this placement is like. Through travel and education, you find the truth, you see the truth, you see the truth about your life. So letting go of rigid philosophies, psychological beliefs, religious beliefs, just beliefs. Go learn something new, my sweet friend. Who are you? Who are you? I want to know. You are here right now for the next 7 years to seek the deeper meaning of your life. Trade certainty, I know, for exploration and quite possibly wisdom. Let experiences, adventures become your greatest teacher, my friend. Yes. So your sole prescription is travel. Travel somewhere that stretches your perspective, even if it's just a nearby town. Read books from different cultures, different religions, different faiths, different philosophies, different spiritual practices, something different than your own. Read my mentor and blow your mind wide open, Destiny of Souls by Dr. Michael Newton. And if you want to read his first book, just to blow your mind, just to shatter the barn doors off your barn, read Journey of Souls, Case Studies of Life in Between Lifetimes. Where does your soul live in between lifetimes by Dr. Michael Newton. He passed away, I think, in 2016. My heart is broken. He is a great mentor of mine. I have an interview that I did with him while I was working on a radio show, and it's on my YouTube channel. Just do Soul Navigation and Dr. Michael Newton, Meredith, Soul Navigation, and Dr. Michael Newton on my YouTube channel, and go listen to it. Oh my God, it will just completely alter and shift your concept of reincarnation. Where does the soul live in between lifetimes? Tell me if this is you. We got to talk about Chiron in the 10th house now. You're probably a Leo rising. If you have this, boy, can I relate to this one. Chiron is in the 10th house. You just feel like no matter what you do, you can never get ahead. No matter what you do, you can't break through. No matter what you do, you will never have enough or be successful enough or rise to the concept that you had in your own mind. You will never reach the pinnacle that you have in your own mind's eye for what you want in life. And it's just simply not true. Be content and satisfied with what you've done so far. And I want you to know that with Chiron here, you might be being asked to reinvent your career, your legacy, or your calling. You might feel publicly criticized or maybe vulnerable, putting yourself out there in the world, or what you have, nobody wants to receive, right? So the job that I'm doing, people don't want the socks that I'm making, right? You might feel a little bit like you're an imposter. You might question your own ambition. You might need to rearrange your relationship to ambition. There are huge, fat, enormous, giant, big, big, big lessons in leadership. So Chiron in the 11th house, it's a little bit like the 5th house. Let authenticity be the end game, not approval. You don't need the approval. You don't need the likes. You don't need the fame. You don't need the fortune. Your soul wants to be remembered for the authentic gifts, skills, talents, and energy that you led with. Authenticity is the success. Yes, being authentically you. So your prescriptions would be join a community or build a community around your genuine interests rather than what the world makes you think you should do, what you've been told to do by an authority figure, by what you think will bring status, right? Join a community or build one. And by the way, I am so excited that I built this community, and thank you for being here. And just tell me if you want more Chiron, just put more Chiron in the comments. And if you are a member, I will do how this Chiron in Taurus interacts with your planets, your sun, moon, Mercury, and what additional things will be happening for you. So if you have Chiron opposing Mercury, it's a big deal. It is a big deal. And so I will do that for my members if you guys write more Chiron. And please don't forget to like, share, and hype. Will you hype this video? Please push this video out. I don't know why. Oh my gosh, my short yesterday, I was shocked it got 72 views. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? So please just share this with yourself, if you will. Okay, Chiron in the 10th, volunteer for a cause that deeply, deeply, deeply matters to you. Be a part of things that matter to you and gradually release friendships that leave you consistently feeling burdened, exhausted, unseen, or unsafe. Friends that eclipse you. No fun. No fun. Stand in the authentic truth of your passions, of your greatness. Do not retreat right now. Do not shy away. You have an opportunity to become a really profound leader and a leader that can heal the world, your world, the community. And so you need to step into the healing properties of your work, the healing properties for yourself and for community. This is no shrinking violet, my friend. Find the microphone, find the leadership inside of you. Okay, if you have Chiron and Taurus in the 11th, you probably have Cancer rising. Not always, but most times. I don't know what house system you're using, but I want you to listen for the place that you have transiting Chiron. And if you want to look at natal Chiron, just go back to when I was talking about Chiron in the 9th house, and I show you, and Chiron in the 8th house, and I show you which reports to buy in my shop. Chiron, and those are critical. And I show you all my Chiron resources. So I've got about 4 different Chiron resources for you. So just go listen to the part in the video where I am talking about Chiron in the 8th and the 9th, because I give my resources at that time. When Chiron is in Taurus in the 11th house, your friendships might change. Your place inside your community or your organization, you might not fit inside of old communities, old places or spaces. You might need to reinvent your place in society. You might need to rethink your friendships. It's a big deal. Like friends fall away, and it's actually very sad. You might feel a little bit like you're an outsider now. And it hurts. It hurts not to be invited to the lunch table with the cool kids. I know. Believe me, I know. I got booted from the cool kids lunch table in my life. And by the way, I was a 55-year-old adult. Actually, I think I was 57. So not that long ago. And that's because I didn't have the time and the devotion to the mission of the group. And the group was pretty superficial. So I didn't have the authentic same interest in inside the group's activities. I wanted to do deeper things. I always wanted to deepen the conversation. They didn't want to. So I had to do something with that empty space in my life. And you know what I did? You know what I did with that empty space? Because I was going out with those friends like 1 to 3 times a week. I built an academy, the Athena Academy of Astrology, with that empty space. And it is far more enriching. And it is a soul pod community that I love and adore and cherish. And I just love you guys. And I absolutely love spending my Sundays with my Athena Academy students. It's absolutely the most exciting, exhilarating, fun thing ever. So if you feel like you're an outsider, you're not really, you're just in the wrong place. So you're going to need to have a paradigm shift around what you want life to really mean for you. And then you're going to have to go build that community. Finding your true tribe heals your soul. Reevaluating your long-term dreams. That little group that I was in, that was not going to benefit my long-term dreams and goals. It wasn't. It didn't nourish my soul. So belonging begins, belonging happens, if you will, when you really are in a place where you are swimming peacefully in tandem with your new dreams, your genuine, authentic dreams, and the people in the communities that support those dreams and support your ambitions and live with your same humanity in a parallel spirit. Stop shrinking your own desires. That's what I did. I didn't know it for a long time. I was friends with these people for 5 years. And then about 2.5, 3 years ago, I just realized that there was a real vacancy inside. There was a hollowness. At first, it was just fun. It was just fun. I didn't have a boyfriend. I wasn't even dating Joe yet. And I was a mom, and it was an outlet. But right now, I want you to know your friendships want to change because your soul wants to grow. And I want you to belong, but belong with your soul pod, with your soul tribe. So your soul's prescription is join a community that's centered around your genuine, authentic, deeper interests rather than just spending time with people. I also want to invite you to volunteer for causes that really, really matter to you, whether that's reading books for children that have cancer at Children's Hospital or marching in the street or protesting or working in a capacity where, like, we have this organization. I've talked about it a few times. My daughter volunteered there through high school called Birthday Dreams, where they put on birthday parties for kids 0 to 18 that live in shelters. It's really beautiful. So volunteer for a cause that deeply enriches you. And I want to give you permission to release friends, release being a part of groups that leave you feeling emotionally unfulfilled. But I want you to take some time right now to go into the internet and find groups and organizations. It could be a running group. It could be a hiking group. It could be a book club. There's this really cute place in this old downtown part of the city that I live in that teaches tea. She just teaches tea, and it's just her passion. She loves teaching all about tea. She feels like nobody in America knows about tea. And she has a round table and she teaches people tea. She teaches them in groups of 4 to 12 people. Oh my God, it is so fascinating. Just so fascinating. So find where you belong. I want to give you permission to find your true tribe and take a risk and invite yourself to the next event for your true tribe. And if you can't find one, make one. Okay, Chiron in the 12th house. This is most likely you having Gemini rising. And I want to tell you that right now, there could be a challenge or a wound that shows up over the next 7 years. Over the next 7 years. And by the way, if this is your placement, I hope you listened to all of the placements, because Chiron has been at different times in your life, been traveling through all these different houses. And so it's interesting to go back in time and go, wow, the last 7 years, it was in my 11th house. And the 7 years before that, it was in my 10th house. And the 7 years before that, it was in my ninth house, and then the eighth house, and then the seventh house, right? Oh, and I was born with it in my sixth house. So this video is invaluable to you, listening to all of the Chiron placements. But if it's in the 12th house, you really can feel separated from something greater than yourself. You can feel separated from God. You can even feel like, is there a God? How it might show up is old wounds, old griefs, old melancholy sadnesses reemerge. And solitude is your best friend right now, to tell you the truth. Not for 7 years. It's not like you have to be a bear that hibernates for 7 years, but you do need a lifestyle that lets you unplug and check out. I want to tell you right now that you might experience really heightened intuition and dreams, and your intuition, your psychic sense can really become healing. It could actually save you. Like if your intuition says, don't turn left, turn right, turn right. Trust your intuition and take classes. Figure out how to work your third eye. Oh my gosh. I used to teach that. I used to make candles with essential oils. I have like hundreds of bottles of essential oil in my third bedroom, and I made candles. Does anybody remember this? And I taught people how to open up their third eye. It was so fun and exciting. I just don't have time to do the artisan craft anymore because I'm doing this all the time. But I kind of want you to go into meditation, into intuition, into your psychic sense, into tuning forks, into sound healing, learn how to play sound bolts, go into higher octaves inside your own spirit, learn how to astro travel. Yes. Take on Dr. Michael Newton's work, go to his institute, learn. Become Louise Hayes, Abraham Hicks, Bashar. I'm not joking. Talk to the aliens, hunt for the aliens, go on alien expeditions. I am not kidding. Meet people from other worlds, otherworldly people. This is a time when you are going to have a spiritual awakening, and this spiritual awakening can actually heal you. Release unconscious fears. If you are a scaredy cat over everything, move through them. Move through them. Work with prayer. Go to spiritual oases. Honest to God, go find a spiritual oasis, the oracle, and know also that the oracle wants to come through you. The deepest healing happens in the darkness and in the stillness. So this is a time for you to truly release that which you no longer want to carry: guilt, shame, the burden of feeling not good enough, not seen, the burden of feeling invisible. Step out of it. End your relationships with toxic people that want to make you feel like you are fake or bad or wrong. Walk away from people who do not love you properly. Report people who have abused you or hurt you. Say their names out loud. Heal your griefs, heal your sadnesses, heal your wounds and your hurts and your aches and your pains by talking about them, by writing your song or your story. Here's your soul's prescription, okay? Like literally activities you can do to heal this, because this is no small thing. And Chiron's going to be in your first house next year. It's going to sit on your ascendant after 7 years, and then it's going to move through your first house. So you want to watch the first house in this so you're prepared for 7 years from now. But develop a daily meditation, a daily prayer, meditation, or a contemplative practice where you start off your day with contemplation, not just racing to catch the bus. Spend regular time with yourself in silence, unplugged and in nature. You, my sweet friend, have got to go to the ocean, the lake, the river, the waterfall. Embrace the arts, embrace your artistic nature. Go on personal yoga retreats to reconnect with your inner self. Keep a dream journal and explore your unconscious through dream work, through astrology. Deepen your relationship to astrology, to a spiritual study, and through creative reflection. I kind of invite you right now to step into the poetry that lives inside your soul. And I'm not kidding. And you're going to think I'm kind of crazy, but I want you to swim in a body of water. If you don't swim, I want you to hug a tree. If you don't hug a tree, I want you to grow strawberries or tomatoes or food that you can eat. Peppers, herbs. I'm growing fennel right now. It's super fun. Grow garlic. Grow lavender. One with nature. Put your heart and soul into nature. Live in the joy that just feels like beauty. Like when I'm in something that is just so magnificently beautiful. I went to this Cirque du Soleil called Cavalier, and it was Cirque du Soleil with horses. It was mesmerizing and awe-inspiring, and it just made me leave my body. I brought my little girl there, my mom and my dad, and I was transported into an other world for like 90 minutes. It didn't last long enough. Do those things. Do those things. Through the arts or through nature, through your dreams, through astrology, through spirituality. I'm not jealous, but I love talking about the ideas. It's not my placement. You know, it takes 50 years for Chiron to go all the way around the zodiac. I hope so much you guys like this video. I just love being here with you. I want to say, if you want to support my work, please just, if you don't have any money and you want to support my work, just like and subscribe. If you do have a little bit of money, for $2.99, become a member. And if you want to go deeper, go look at my workshops and my master classes where I go deep, deep, deep into astrology, and consider coming and learning at the Athena Academy of Astrology on Sundays here on Zoom. And I want to tell you that I am going to be having my Seattle workshop next May 13, 14, 15, and 16. And we have an early bird special up. Just click on workshops and retreats and come join me. Plan right now. The curriculum is set up in the shop. You can read what I'm teaching. It is so exciting. I won't take your time here, but you can just go check it out. I hope so much that you're coming. We have room for about 45 people, so it's always intimate. And I just want you to know that my heart feels so much love and joy for you. And wherever you're at in the world, I pray that you are wonderful. And from my home here in Seattle, Washington, to wherever you're at, I'm sending you all my love. Take good care. Bye for now.